It's another 1 versus 6 matchup as the Browns, who stunned the Steelers and the rest of the football world with that victory on Sunday night, go to Kansas City. The Chiefs, a 10-point favorite with an over-under of 56.5. It's Baker Mayfield versus Patrick Mahomes. They had an epic battle when Mayfield was the Oklahoma quarterback and Mahomes was at Texas Tech. Look, I say it all the time, Chris. The Chiefs, when you get their full focus and attention, they reach a higher level. I don't know that the Browns are a team that's going to get their full focus and attention, which may open the door a little bit. Let's do what we did last segment.
Yeah.
Chiefs offense versus Browns defense. Can the Browns defense hold the Chiefs under 30?
It's going to be tough. I don't know. I don't feel confident about that. I mean, I would think they're going to be right around that range, anywhere from 27 to 38 or whatever. That's where the Chiefs live. And certainly the Browns defense is, not the steel curtain or the Baltimore Ravens of 2000s, to where I think they're like some great unit that can slow this group down. I wish they had Olivier Vernon, another pass rusher. We saw towards the end of the year that Chiefs offense had a hard time pass protecting. I've never seen Mahomes under pressure like that in his short career to this point. So Myles Garrett and company, yeah, I think they can have their moments in this game. Here's another angle just to think about a little bit. Yeah, I think the Browns are in trouble, man-to-man, anything like that in the back end, no doubt. Now, it does help. We got Denzel Ward and Kevin Johnson back this week. That's going to be huge for their football team. They haven't been there the last 2 games. Denzel Ward's really damn good. He's a guy you can put on Tyreek Hill a few times during the game and go, I'll take my chances. You don't love to do it. You don't want to be consistent with it, but you'll take your chances a few times. Here's another thing too, Mike. Joe Woods, D coordinator of the Browns, how did he spend his last 2 weeks of the year last year working for the San Francisco 49ers, getting ready for the Kansas City Chiefs? He'll have a good feel for this offense and things that they did or liked to do or talked about leading up to that game to at least maybe schematically slow them down. But can they actually do it? I don't know. That's a big if.
Yeah, look, I am not going to doubt the Cleveland Browns after what they accomplished on Sunday night. The difference, though, is if you spot the Browns 24, 28, whatever, and you're the Chiefs, flip the switch. I mean, that's the thing about the Chiefs. They're going to flip the switch at some point. I could see the Browns going up 10-0. Flip the switch. That's what the Chiefs do. And you can come up with the best possible scheme you can think of. The Chiefs are going to take what's left. If you're taking away everything deep, they'll be patient underneath. If you're completely taking away the pass, they'll run the ball. This to me, if the question is, as I posed it, over under 30 points, the Chiefs are going to score more than 30 against that defense. It's going to be very difficult when they've got 2 weeks to get ready. We know how good Andy Reid is when he's got 2 weeks to get ready, and the Chiefs have been through all the adversity you could imagine. I don't see the Chiefs' offense being slowed down by anyone at this point.
I hear you. And, when you look at Cleveland's schedule, right, from the year, I mean, these are things I like to look at as I break down these games and think about who I'm going to pick. They really never played an offense like this all year. And I know people are going to go, well, there's no offenses offenses that were pass first, big-time arm, aggressive throwers down the field. They never had to deal with Justin Herbert or Josh Allen or Mahomes or Tom Brady in that offense. They never really had anything like that come into town all year long, except for the Houston Texans. But on that day, the weather was so bad, nobody could throw the ball. So they never really had to defend the Texans' pass game. And that's where I don't like it either. When you have to play a team like Kansas City and you've never played anything like them all year and have no reference of them specifically either, you haven't played them in the last few years, I think that could be a little scary and maybe shock them a little bit by, whoa, these guys are faster. Whoa, Mahomes is more elusive than I thought and it looked like on screen. That first time you see Kansas City in person, it can be scary. But I'll say one last time, too, before we slip over to the other side of the ball. You and I have talked over the years a lot. The Chiefs, for whatever reason, have had issues with this defensive scheme. Whether it's the Colts losing at home to them last year, the 49ers in the Super Bowl. We saw the Chargers slow them down earlier this year with that scheme. So that's where I give Browns a little hope. but I don't know if they truly have the Jimmies and the Joes to come through and match up with Kansas City's offensive weapons.
All right, let's flip it over. Chiefs defense overlooked because it's all about Mahomes and company. Browns offense effective as long as you can give Baker Mayfield time. And the offensive line last week did an excellent job. Patchwork group because of the COVID thing. Joe Bitonio wasn't available. It worked. T.J. Watt was not in Baker Mayfield's face. Will Chris Jones or others be harassing and haranguing Baker Mayfield on Sunday?
Well, Chris Jones is a different animal. I mean, to me, and, we've talked about this a lot too. Other than Aaron Donald, Chris Jones is the most disruptive, dominant interior defensive lineman in football. He's a force. What do you do, like, if you're the Browns, Mike? Your offense is kind of hot. You're moving the ball just about at will against teams when you've been healthy, other than that Jets game, right, where they had all the receivers out and all that. You've been really able to move the ball against anybody and be effective. Do you continue to attack against what is an NFL average defense, or would you play we're going to run the ball and try to run out the clock and do that thing a little bit? What do you think's the best approach? I'm torn when I think about that.
Well, I think that, we talked last week about the importance of the Colts keeping Josh Allen on the sideline. I think that's job number one.
You do.
And that may go against every instinct of Baker Mayfield. He wants to get into a shootout with Patrick Mahomes because he won a shootout with Patrick Mahomes, but that was a different time when Mahomes was the guy with the lesser talent around him and Baker Mayfield was the guy with the superior team. When you have the lesser team, especially the lesser offense, and I think we can all agree on that, and Browns fans would agree on that. The Browns offense is not the Chiefs offense. You do what you have to do to keep them on the sideline for as long as you possibly can. So you grind it out, take the full 40 seconds of the play clock, and get Baker Mayfield to just go along with that, even if he wants to get into a gunslinging contest with Mahomes. That's going to be the key. That's what they need to do. If they want to have a chance, maybe that's how you keep them under 30. Limit their possessions.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I just don't know if they can do it. I don't know. That would be the big question to me. We have said this so many times. When the Chiefs want to stop something on defense, they can stop it. It doesn't matter who it is. Derrick Henry, the 49ers last year in the Super Bowl, when they want to do that, they can do it. So I'm going to play, and I'm going to make my pick here. I'm going to pick Chiefs 34-27. I am, because I just think ultimately, I do think this could end up being a little bit of even though the Browns might try to run the clock out, I wouldn't be shocked if they're like, well, damn, Chubb ran off left tackle for 50 yards, and then we ran the bootleg the next play, and the guy was wide open, over the middle of the field, and we scored. We meant to run out the clock, but we scored. I don't know. They are that kind of offensive line to where the Chiefs are going to have to bring people up there to stop the run game, but I still go with the Chiefs. I got to see them lose before I pick against them, and I think they'll be able to slow down that Browns running game. 34-27 Chiefs.
You've got the Browns covering. I've got the Chiefs 35-24, the Chiefs covering.
Okay.
So we agree on the winner, but we disagree on the winner as it relates to the application of the point spread.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.